Hi there, it's Jo here with another pick a card. Today's pick a card is all about change. Where is change showing up in your life? What change is about to happen? Where are you called to change? So they're the things we're going to look at today with this pick a card, and as you can see, the piles are already drawn. So you can really get a feel for the energies of each of these piles. And this is pile number 1 on my left, with the spotted stone, pile number 2 with the nummite egg, I think it is, pile number 3 with the green aventurine egg, and pile number 4 with the pyrite egg. There are 4 piles to choose from today, and you may have seen the other video I made about how to choose the right card every time. If you haven't, I will link that in here and also in the description box for this video. But we have 3 eggs, and then we have a different stone, a painted rock, sorry. So please allow yourself to get grounded, take a big deep breath into your belly and see which card is calling you. Let your intuition be the guide and be drawn to the one that is right for you. And then when you're ready, you can jump ahead to the video. There will be timestamps in the description box below. And as always, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose this spotted rock or painted rock, then this is your reading today, your pick a card reading, all about change. Where change is showing up in your life and what the change is, bringing in for you. So our first 2 oracle cards, we have Angel Assistance and we have Rest. Now these cards are designed to sort of set the tone, and I'm feeling really very breathless, very agitated and anxious. So I feel like you're going through a big time of change, and I feel like the angels are asking for you to ask for their help, because you may or may not know that you need to ask for angel assistance. It is not something that they can step in with unless you're in dire need. So you need to ask for some extra assistance here in your life at the moment with whatever challenges and changes you're going through. And rest. You need to get deep rest. It feels like you're having a bit of an upgrade, feels to me. Dolphins often are a message of a DNA upgrade and sort of higher dimensional frequencies. So from both of these cards, I'm getting that message straight away, that you are undergoing quite a change, pile 1. Your frequency, your DNA is being repatterned and reprogrammed. So you need lots of rest, and you do need to ask for extra help from your guides and the angels. So let's bring in the next cards for you. And these, here we have tarot cards. And what we're looking at here is where you're being asked to make changes in your life, or where is the change showing up for you. So we have the area of the solar plexus coming here. This is all about self-doubt in this card. The 7 of Wands is talking about, you're not necessarily backing yourself and feeling that less than. This is what this is about. Feels like you have not been trusting yourself to make some decisions. Feels like you've had some decisions to make that are around family and also career is what I'm feeling. So it feels like you've been putting your own needs aside and not necessarily honouring yourself. So putting others first and not believing that whatever you're bringing to the world is of value, or that you can prioritise others before yourself. And again, there's a lot of anxiety running through my body right now. So, and anxiety is often processed in the solar plexus. So I feel like pile 1, you're feeling a lot of anxiety. You're going through particularly stressful times, and change is adding to the stresses, but the change could also be contributing in a different way, in the sense that it can actually be asking you to do different things in your life and to do them differently. And I feel that's what you're being called to do here. You're being told that you're not taking care of yourself well enough, pile one. You're not trusting your own decisions. You're allowing other people to take control of situations and circumstances, and it's like you're putting a blindfold on because you don't trust your own self to find the way forward. When this card in this position and reversed usually talks about the ability to go through the situation, but here I'm still seeing the struggle. We have the Ten of Cups, which normally talks about, a really serene, beautiful fulfillment in a family sort of sense, 10 cups being fulfilled. But we have it in the reverse here. And I feel like this message is telling you that you feel you have to sacrifice your family's happiness for your own. And so I'm just going to leave it there because I will come back to that. And the other thing is here also that whether you're a female or a male, it doesn't actually matter. But what I'm getting the message of here is that collaboration can be really hard, can be tricky, and there can be some petty jealousies. Now, the reason why I paused here is because this definitely feels like it's around career, finances, and the home. There needs to be a change made here, and there's some problems showing up because we have 3 cards that are out of balance here. We have a Swords card, we have a Cups, and we have a Pentacles. We have the Wand showing up in the upright position, but it is a card of doubt, self-doubt. These cards here are showing up to show you your own self-doubt, show you that you're not believing in yourself, your abilities, the need to put yourself first is showing up, sort of cracks in your life sort of thing, is showing that yes, there can be obstacles in moving forward with collaborations, whether that be in work or in other side projects, that your family life sometimes does have to be turned on its head so that you get the things you need, and that it is time to listen to yourself, to trust your gut, which is the thing that you doubt, pile one. So now we want to look at some obstacles. What are the obstacles coming up around change for you? And we already have some of those, but let's see what else we have here. So we have the Grail Knight in the reverse. We have Death, and then we have the Owl. Now the Grail Knight is usually talking about finding something sacred and holding on to that. And, it's the pursuit of happiness. It's the pursuit of that thing that, again, it's another cup and it's turned upside down. So it's talking about emotional fulfillment. And what the message that I'm getting here is that you feel like you're going to be emotionally fulfilled if everyone in your life is happy. And while that is a great thing, those things are all being turned on their head for you, because the reason being is that your own happiness doesn't come from those other people around you being happy. It comes from when you're internally happy, and therefore you share your joy with other people around you. So this card here of doubt, self-doubt, is showing you that by making yourself unhappy to please others, you're contributing to your own unhappiness, but also those around you. And it sounds really negative, but it's actually not, because this change is showing up so that you'll realize this holy grail that you have been searching for is not other people's happiness, it's your own. The Death card reversed again is showing you that you need to let some of these things die. There's obstacles around you letting go of feeling this way. And, this is, I can relate to these cards. I can relate. I very much put my own family and their needs before my own. So I understand that, but it's time, pile one, that this changes for you. And the owl is about deception and wisdom. So you see there that there's this dichotomy or this duality that, you can hear my throat, that you believe you're going to be deceived when you're making these changes, that your own self-doubt is going to keep continually showing up and not allowing you to move forward, because when we are doubting ourselves, we don't trust anything. We don't trust ourselves more so than anyone else. And we feel like we are blindfolded in a situation. The owl is coming up to say that this is not the case for you. This is something that you are resisting. You are resisting this idea that you are filled with wisdom, that you know which way to go. You have the ability to take the blindfold off. This card in this position shows you that you can change the way you feel about yourself. And all of the people around you do not feel the way you feel about yourself. So there is a big change coming with you internally around how you feel about yourself and your ability to move forward and change, that the self-doubt into self-belief, self-trust, all those sorts of things. So now this card is how it's showing up for you, and it is fear in the reverse. So the card reads, I realise that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And that is the self-doubt. That is what is showing up for you. And this is a great reading for you because it means that self-doubt is on its way out. There is a change happening around your self-doubt. Your beliefs around yourself are currently changing, but it feels extremely intense because this has been a long-held belief. It's been one that you have seen showing up in your life for much of your life, which is why fear is showing up. Because fear is showing up here because you couldn't see it any other way. It's in the reverse position because it's you are allowing it to leave your life. However, there's going to be a lot of chances for you to sabotage this for yourself. My jaw is really hurting, self-expression. And then we have two final cards, and these are advice cards. And these cards here are Celtic Tree Oracle, and I'm going to read that one in a moment. But we have the Six of Swords reversed. The Six of Swords here is talking about freedom from oppression. And the oppression is not coming from outside of yourself. This is all your own doing. And I won't be telling you anything that you don't know. You will know that you have kept yourself oppressed. And this card is the advice. It is to set yourself free. You are undertaking a period of letting yourself go from this oppression. And that's why you're getting this massive upgrade that I talked about. Your DNA is being repatterned and reorganized, which is why you chose this here. It's a symbol or, an acknowledgement of the repatterning within your cells. So I'm reading from this guidebook here, and you had number 10, and 10 is the end of a cycle, so that's fantastic. And it's called Quirt Apple. Now, I'm reading from these because they're quite long meanings, and this is a newish deck for me. And these are the advice cards, and this is about decisions and choices in a nutshell. So you're being asked to make decisions and choices about yourself, about how you treat yourself, about how you respect yourself, about your self-worth, about your belief in yourself, and putting self-doubt behind you. But you're being shown that you have a choice. It is an end of a cycle, so you're coming up to a big lesson, which is why you are repatterning your DNA, why you are reorganizing your cells. Your self-doubt is very entrenched in your life and in your family's life, your work life. It is really quite out of balance. That's what these cards here are talking about. But it is time for you to change. There is new growth coming on this tree. The flowers are talking about a new cycle coming in for you. It is an abandonment of fear. and of self-doubt. And it is time. So you've also got another 10 card here. So you are definitely ending out a cycle of self-doubt in your life. So you're changing that. And one of the things that I am noticing about your cards is that this is kind of like a rest period. The change is that you're resting. The change is that you're asking for help, asking for angel assistance, and acknowledging your own wisdom. Because one of the things that I'm not seeing here is where you're going from this. And I find that really kind of interesting, because I feel like for all of you it's going to be so different. But you're relating to these changes because it's a big, big change. But where it's going from here, it'll be so different for all of you. I'm really interested to hear what you thought. Please, share your comments in the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more readings like this. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. Hi there, pile 2. This is your reading today. If you chose this, I think it's Nummite. No, it's not Nummite. I've forgotten what it is. It begins with an N and I cannot remember. I'll link it in the description box below. This is your pile today, and we are doing a pick a card reading all about change. What is happening in your life? What is changing? Where is the change happening? And what can we open up for you around that? Wow. Okay. So we have compassion and we have transformation. So you're going through a big, big change. You are rising from the ashes. So it feels like for you, pile 2, that you have experienced a big change already and that you're experiencing the outcome, the aftershock of the change, but it's still happening. The transformation is still happening. But there's so much fire energy happening here. We have the pinks and the reds and the oranges and the yellows. So this feels very much on an earth plane. You've experienced something quite traumatic or groundbreaking, shocking kind of thing. And that's why I said that you're it's like something's coming out of the ashes. Something is building and growing. And perhaps you may not yet see that. But the lotus flower here also, this compassion, it's, I have Kuan too, I have the compassion here. This is talking to me about self-compassion, self-love, and taking care of yourself. And what I wanted to say is that the lotus flower grows out of the mud. So out of all that murkiness comes this beautiful, beautiful lotus flower. So let's see what else we can find out for you, pile 2. And these cards are talking to you about what change is happening in your life. Where is the change showing up, and where are you being asked to change? So we have the Page of Cups first, we have the 9 of Swords, and we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So the Page of Cups can talk here. The Page of Cups can talk here about trusting your intuition, about allowing that, that sort of idealistic belief that things will work out, that things are going to be okay, that you just have this deep knowing that things will be okay. I feel like you're being asked to change your perception around how things are going for you. I feel like you have undergone a really stressful time, whether that be around your own health or others' health. But there's been a lot of doubt, there's been a lot of anxiety and a lot of sleepless nights. And this is coming to a close. This is a 9, so this is coming to an end. But the Page's of Cups is asking you to trust. So the pages are naive. The pages are young at heart. And this page is all that emotional feeling type of energy. but it's also a trust factor. He can be very trusting of his own abilities, and I feel like you're not. I feel like you have a lot of self-doubt, and that could be a new thing because of whatever has happened to make you experience the Nine of Swords. So it feels like you've been through a lot, pile 2. You've undergone quite a transformation already. It's still happening. The change is still occurring. And it's kind of like it's been a big shake-up for you. And I'm not getting any specifics because obviously there's a lot of difference happening through this pile. The Ace of Pentacles here is talking about something on the material plane. So this could be work, finance, career. It could be establishing something along any of those lines. It could even also be gardening. It could be setting up plans for the future. And that's really what it feels like. It feels like establishing plans for the future. And it's like you're working with, whether this could be 2 to 3 others, or you're discussing this with 2 to 3 other people. But you're working on this expansion of something. You've got an idea. It's like the seed of an idea, and you're ready to bring it to light. You're ready to plant it into the ground and see where it goes. There is a lot of, and I'm really noticing the earthy colours and the earthy colours of the egg, and you did choose one of the eggs, so it's kind of like you have something within you that is getting ready to be birthed. And this is what this card is talking about. It is in the upright position, the reverse position. But sometimes I feel this card is in that position, not to tell me that it's out of balance, but to show me some different things. And what I get is the connection upwards, that there is a need for branching upwards and outwards. And for some people, that means that you might want to ask for some help from people above you. So that could be people who are older than you, people who have more experience than you, some people that you may know in this field that are successful, and you go and ask them for help. It could relate to those 3D realms, and I feel that it really does for most of this group. But this could also be that you talk to your higher self or your spirit guides or angels or whatever. So it's help from above. This card gives me that impression that there is some help needed, advice in particular, from people above you, because you are planting the seeds for a project. So let's bring in some more cards for you, pile 2. And we have some more reverse cards, and these are things you're blocking. So what have we got? We got Merlin in the reverse. Merlin is the 1 card, and we have the Spider, which is the 15. And both of these cards are in the reverse for you, pile 2. So Merlin is all about alchemy, justice, and balance. And it's out of balance. And it is usually, it's the start of something. Okay, the Merlin card could be in the sense that the Magician card in the tarot, or it could even be, it's more so that, but it's out of balance, and it's 1, so it's very much about the self. So it feels like you're blocking some of this stuff yourself. Feels like that because of what you've been going through, because of this transformation, because of this self-doubt, because of some very sleepless nights over somebody's health, whether that's yourself or someone else. It feels like you're not trusting of your own, of what you can manifest, what you can bring into the world, because that's what this is. And when this was in the upright position, it tells me that you know what you're bringing into the world. You have a lot of self-belief around yourself, because Merlin was able to, it's all about alchemy. It's all about bringing things into reality. It's all about, that balance from the other world into this world. very much like the Magician card. And in this reference here, what is blocking you? What resistance is showing up in your life? This is yourself. The number 1 card, this is you. Numero uno is kind of the expression that I'm being given. And then we have the spider, which is in the reverse too. So this is you making plans and then changing them. Too many changes. Too many changes, not believing in yourself. And this is talking about creative projects, and it's in the reverse. So the changes that are coming in your life is this project that you are working on. It's ready to be birthed. It's ready to come into the world. And I will look up this stone, and I'll put it in the description box of what it's about, because it could have relevance for you, pile 2. But you are birthing something. You are saying goodbye to this period of time, this chapter, this time frame, and there may be an element that you don't want to move on as fast as this is sort of showing up for you. And perhaps there's some restriction around that too, that you're trying to put the brakes on because you want to stay in this energy a bit longer. But that's not right for you. It is time to move on, because it doesn't mean that you're dishonoring anybody. It doesn't mean that you're not acknowledging whatever's happened. It's simply time to move on, because, you know, life is to be lived, and we are to make progress. All experiences are to make progress in our life. So you are blocking yourself by changing your plans, by not planning far enough in advance, but also not believing in your own plans. So the spider, when it's in the upright position, is talking about creative projects. 15 reduces down to a number 6, which is all about being at home. A spider spins its own web. Its creative plans and endeavors and projects, it feels at home when it's doing them. You're not feeling at home with these ideas. So you're blocking yourself, pile 2, because this feels quite scary for you. Get that? I really do. But let's bring in some more information for you. So we have this is pretty cool. This is how is this showing up for you in your life? How is change showing up for you? Or this feels for you. How is this, how are the blocks showing up for you? So we have denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight and awareness. You are denying that you are playing a part in this change because you're frightened. We have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. You are about to go through a period of big growth. That is what the transformation card is about. It is building something from the ashes, and it's not little. This is a big thing for you. We get the aces when we are about to embark on something exciting and big and new. You are about to go through a period of growth, which is why the self-doubt is coming in. And you've got success in the reverse. You are hampering your own success at the moment. That's how this change is showing up for you. That's how you're managing the change within your own life. These 3 word cards couldn't sum up this situation more aptly. You are in denial of what's happening because perhaps this change feels a little bit quick. You are in a growth phase. Again, you don't want to be in a growth phase. You want to put the brakes on, which both these cards are talking about here too. This is all self-doubt. This is all you not believing in yourself. It's not believing in the plans you're making, and it is you blocking your own success. Now we have some advice cards here. Let's have a look at what we have. So we have card number 11, and then we have card number 8 in the reverse. So I'm going to go here first. Card 8 in the reverse. You are blocking this. The advice here is that you are not allowing this to happen. This card talks about swift things happening, travel, change, movement, and it's swift movement. You are blocking it. And they're basically saying to you, that's okay. It's okay if you want to block it, but know that you are doing this to yourself. this card talks about even going backwards. But again, it's okay because you're doing it to yourself. But when you know, that's what will be the thing that you'll realize, that, and be compassionate with yourself. You are going through a very big time of change. The denial, of what's happening is yourself slowing everything down. But it's okay because once you understand, you'll move through it. And this is Mwyn Vine. I don't know how to say it. It's a Celtic word. It's a number 11. This is all about abundance. This is all about manifestation. It's all about the creation of the things, you're actually building something, you're growing something. And 11, it's a master number. You are working on a big, big thing in your life. Whatever this project is that you're working on, it's going to be very successful for you. So it's time to acknowledge that, show some compassion to yourself. Know that you're going through a big, big change, that it's a very fruitful thing for you. It's a golden time that you're coming into. Yes, you may have experienced some really heavy stuff over here. It's time to move on from that. It's time to allow this golden light to come in. It's time to allow the movement and the change to flow and not block it. Like we've got those beautiful sunflowers there. We've got the growth, the fruit. It's time to reap the benefits of this project, this idea that you're working on, and in the physical realm, to manifest whatever this is and allow it to come into the reality. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this pile too. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. See you soon. Bye for now. Hi pile 3, if you chose the green adventuring egg, this is your reading today, and this reading is all about change. What sort of change is coming up for you in your life? How is change showing up? And what changes are you being asked to make in your life? So we have our first card, and you've only got one, and it is Sacred Wisdom. So a powerful card for you to come out first. So this card for me is talking to you about changing beliefs, changing your idea of what certain things mean and how they relate to you and in your life. There's the element of the moons showing up. So this could be that there is information being shown to you at the moment that you're not sure whether you need to believe or whether it's relevant to you. How trustworthy this information is this sort of idea of illusions around whatever this information is that's coming up. Sacred Wisdom is talking about trusting yourself, but there is definitely this feeling of letting things fall away. I've never seen the little feathers falling away in this card, and you won't be able to see them, but it's showing me that you've got to let go of some stuff before this can come in for you. You need to let go of some of your beliefs that you already have that feel like they're very ingrained, and it is time to let go of some of those, pile 3. So let's see what else we have around change for you. Oh, yes, wow. Some big change coming in for you, pile number 3. We have the 10 of Wands. So talking about you leaving a situation, talking about you letting go of heavy baggage. You see that the person in this pile has an ox, and the ox is carrying all of the baggage. It's a heavy load, and things aren't just like it's all overstuffed and overflowing. This is talking about letting things go, and that's exactly what I talked about here. I talked about letting things go, and this card here is talking about things that you're passionate about. So it might be that you have a particular passion in life, and there may be, so perhaps you've been collecting something all of your life, perhaps you've been learning a lot of knowledge around a certain area in your life, and you're being asked to change something there, that you need to let go of a lot of the stuff that you've collected, that you've stored, that you've carried with you. It's time to have a big declutter. But it's not a big, it may be physical for some people, but this is more so about what you carry with you in life. The Chariot is the 7 card and it's reversed. And the Chariot wants movement. The Chariot wants to move forward, and this is in the reverse. So to me, it's talking about you putting the brakes on a situation, but there is movement here. So we have movement. There is the brakes being put on movement, and the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is talking about you owning wherever you are, you being so secure, comfortable. You choose what it is you do, you know, like for some of you, this could be around work. This could be around you working in some field for a very long time. You're very knowledgeable about it. You're very passionate about what it is that you do. You have a lot of stuff. You've accumulated knowledge, wealth, whatever it is. Not that this card talks about this, but it's passion. You're passionate about it. It's a place you feel like you own, you know, because you're that good at this. And the Chariot, but it's time to leave. There's something to put down here. It might not be that you leave a workplace, but it might be that you leave a situation in a workplace. It might be that you are in a particular department and you leave that department, or you've been on some advisory committee or some other committee and it's time for you to leave it. You may be passionate about it, but it's time to let some things go. And the reason why it's time to let some things go is because there's no movement there for you. It's becoming stagnant. If it was in the upright position, it would be moving forward for you. In this position here, this is talking about someone putting the brakes on, and I feel like it's you, because I feel like this isn't progressing the way you wanted it to. And the reason why that is all showing up for you is perfectly, you know, in alignment with who you are, because this is who you're meant to be. This is who you are inside. You know who you are. You know what you like. You know what you're capable of, and you don't need other people to back your decisions, to make your decisions, to support your decisions. You actually know who you are. You're actually leaning up here to, and again, we have the owl. So we're talking a lot about wisdom here. We're talking about you understanding how wise you are and where you're getting that knowledge from, and bringing it into the earth plane and feeling at home, feeling it comfortable with who you are. And so for a lot of you, I feel like this is a work situation. I feel like you have not been progressing as you wanted to, and it's causing quite a lot of angst and that feeling of frustration. The Chariot wants to move. It doesn't want to be stable, or, well, that's actually quite true as well. It doesn't want to be stable. It wants movement for movement's sake. So this feels like an internal drive within you, and it is the 10 of Wands that we're looking at. So it's like within you, that fire within you knows that whatever this situation is, it's not quite right for you. It doesn't mean that you break with everything about it. It means you let some of it go. You put down some of the baggage that you've been carrying, pile 3, and you let this aspect of who you truly are, you let this come to the fore. This talks about, you know, this heart-based stuff, the stuff that you're passionate about. And it talks about it being exciting. It talks about it wanting to open up more. And perhaps for you, pile 3, that's more of a connection to the moon, to sacred wisdom, but there is a big need for you to let a lot go. These 2 cards here are talking about what it is that you need to let go of. So we have the Stag, and this is pride, and that feels very big for you. You definitely need to let go of some of your pride, and you may even be stepping down from a leadership position. And then we have the Queen, which is a number 4, and we have 17, so it's an 8. Fertility, feminine power, sexuality, and friendships. So we have a really masculine Stag, and then we have, you know, the height of feminine power. The 9 of Pentacles is the height of feminine power too, on a physical plane. So here we have you maybe needing to step back and step down from leadership, or being seen as this, the words are alpha male, even though you may not be male, you may be exhibiting some of those characteristics. And it may be where you feel comfortable or where you've felt comfortable, because, you know, you are a change maker. But pile 3, it's time to change how you are. And again, that is why it's why you're letting some of this go. Even if you're at the top of your game, it's time to let it go for some reason. Not seeing the reason here, and because it's probably going to be very different for all of you, but it's more about feminine wisdom. So these cards here are all about moon, the moon, feminine energy. And so it's time to let go of that masculine drive, that masculine ambition. It doesn't mean that you're going to change and surrender who you are. Absolutely not that at all. It means when you surrender to more of this feminine energy, you're actually going to get further, but it's going to be more rewarding for you. You're going to feel better within yourself. You're still going to have this energy within you. It's more about bringing it into balance. And the Queen here, that card is a 4, which is all about building and structure. So it doesn't mean you let go of everything. You let go of certain things, and that's when these 2 cards come into their power. So I'm putting those 2 on there together and on their own. Weird. The next card here is talking to you about, so this is talking about how this change is showing up for you, and courage. That's really interesting. I love that. I love that for you. And the other thing I'm sort of seeing with this courage card is black and white. There will be no mistake about how this is showing up for you. You will see this. And it could be that you actually have an altercation with someone who sees things in a totally opposite view from you. And when this happens, and this sounds very specific, but when this happens, and I'm seeing it again here, the black and white, when this shows up for you, this change, you know it. It's like a big bolt out of the blue, a big lightning strike strikes you, and you see it. You see this change, and you understand that you can't keep going forward in the way that you're going. It is about change and adaptation, having the courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence, because you've really been looking at this, you know, male-centric way of masculinity and performing that way, whether you're a male or female, it doesn't matter. But you're now stepping into female, more female sort of earth-based and lunar energy. So that sounds weird because I'm talking about lunar and the earth, but it's a more feminine, divine feminine is really how it sort of sums up better. Now the next cards for you coming are advice cards. And we have Saleh Willow, which is another 4. So you are building here. And we have the King of Cups, which is perfect because this talks about you feeling at home with your emotions. It means, it's you understanding that there can be a whole heap of stuff going on around you, which is the Chariot here. There can be a whole heap of stuff going on around you, and you do not have to get involved in it. You can be this person here that is in her own world or his own world and goes within. This change, this motion for motion's sake, that doesn't have a purpose, doesn't have to wreck your equilibrium, wreck who you are. And so this is showing up in a masculine form. So now we've got the king and we've got a queen. So I love that because that brings in that balance. So instead of having an out of control self that is out of balance, masculine, feminine, you know, that yin and yang, it's not in balance. This is showing up to say that it was out of balance. It's coming into balance. That's why we've got the 2 horses here, white and black. So you're bringing in masculine and feminine into balance. And it's a big change for you, pile 4. Now this card here is from the Celtic Tree Oracle, and it's not a deck that I've been really using, so I'm looking at the guidebook to talk to you about what it is. And it couldn't be more of a summary of this. And it's all talking about the feminine principle, cooperation, fertility, intuition, the moon and her cycles, water, emotion, creativity, and community. And this card here is acknowledging that this is your advice. It is to follow this sacred wisdom. It is to get into, to trust that whatever you're letting go for the right reason, and to trust this process, to let this go and to come into this really different way of seeing the world, being in the world, pile 3. I hope you've enjoyed this reading today. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. Hi pile 4, this is your pick a card reading all about change, and you have picked the pyrite egg. So I'll place it over there and let's get stuck into your reading for today. So you have one card, and this is kind of setting the scene for your reading today about change. So this card for you is talking about boundaries, and this feels like you have been working towards a goal, had a vision of something that you want in your life, and it feels like there is somebody, and it doesn't, these sexes don't matter, so this is a female, but she's got a red dress on, and that's really important to me because it actually feels like a big cross on something, you know, like feels restrictive. So this is talking about somebody who feels like they're putting a stopper on you, because this person is pointing a finger, and it's kind of like, you know, don't do that, don't go there. So it feels like somebody is putting a stopper on your dreams. Big statement. But it feels like you've been working on something, and it feels like it's still in the planning stages. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's down at ground level yet. It feels like it's up in the sky. So you may have been dreaming about something, thinking about a vision, working on plans or drawings even. And this is similar to another pile. You may have picked 2 piles, pile 4. But this is you planning out this big vision of the future, and it's you climbing up and out of wherever you are. You know, there is a door there, but you're choosing to go over the wall because you need to get higher to reach wherever it is you want to go. And somebody in your life is actually, well, calling you out on it. They're telling you that, you know, it's too far for you to go. You shouldn't go over that wall. But let's have a look at what else we can see about change, what is happening in your life when it comes to change. Okay, so I did mention the sex of this card before, because the reason why I'm saying that is because the 4 cards all have a single female on them. We have the Queen of Cups, we have the Strength card. They all look different. We have the Empress reversed, and then we have the 8 of Cups, which, you know, in the Lightseers deck, the deck that I'm using, are all depicting them with women. However, you know, they don't normally all have women on them, except this card and, oh no, 3 of these cards would normally have females on them. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I have a really strong picture of what this is in my head, and it feels quite restrictive to be relating to a lot of people, but I'm going to go with it anyway. So it feels like there's someone around you who's very emotional about whatever it is that you're doing, and verbally they talk about their own emotions and how whatever it is that you want to do is making them feel. This person has quite a lot of power and strength in your life. They are someone who, you know, can go from a meek, mild lamb into this raging lion. So, you know, their ability, their power over you and their ability to exert control feels really strong. And then we have the Empress here. So this feels a bit like a mother for some of you, pile 4, or a mother figure, or, you know, a female boss, someone who is in a, well, the role is nurturing, but doesn't necessarily always feel like that. But this is someone who feels like they nurture you to some degree. So however this shows up for you, it is, whether it's a boss, a mother, could be even an older sister, it could be, you know, any of those sorts of things. But it is someone who loves you, believes in you, wants the best for you. But I feel like they're exerting their own will over you rather than you, rather than letting you choose what it is that you want to do. And the 8 of Cups is saying that it's time for this to come to an end. And that doesn't mean that, you know, you leave a situation. It could be that you put some space between the situation. It could be that you start exerting your boundaries, you know, which is what this card is about. This card is about you knowing that you have boundaries, and that this other person may not know that you have boundaries because they feel like not that they get their own way, but they feel like they exert their own way of the world on you, whether you're a younger person or whether in this relationship you're the youngest. There's definitely that feeling, but it's time for this to come to an end. There is someone leaving this situation, and I feel like that is you, because you're leaving this power play. Even this card here is talking about you escaping it. But this is you realizing that this situation does not fill your cup up. Even though this person may love you, even though this person may want the best for you, there is an element here of them not listening to you, not doing what is the best for you, because they're colouring that with their own lenses. They're looking at your life through their lenses. So it's time for you to have, you know, like it's a new day is dawning on this relationship for you. So let's bring in some more cards around what is being blocked for you around this change. So there is a change happening because you are feeling it, you are internalizing it, and you are making this happen. And it's all to do with how it feels for you. And it's also you enacting change, because a lot of the other piles, it felt different. This is very much you understanding this, and it's you that acknowledges that something needs to change. It's not doing what it needs to do for you. Therefore, it is time for you to do something about it. And I just keep coming back to that pointing finger. And this person may make you not feel the greatest about yourself. And you don't need to run away from it and hide. You need to exert those boundaries and explain, you know, it's not doing what it needs to do for me, this relationship. We have the Wind Fairy. We have the High Priestess in the reverse, and we have the Serpent in the reverse. And these cards are all about what is blocking you, or how you might be blocking it. Sometimes this could be talking about. So we have an 11, so that's a master number. We have a 2, which is all about duality, and we have a 5, which is about change. So the Wind Fairy, thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. This card here is all up in the air. You might be planning this all up in your head. You might be planning this to leave this situation. You might be planning to put an end to it, whichever way, shape or form that happens, whether that's you actually walking away, which this card does show, but it could be that you walk away after saying your piece. It could be that you assert your boundaries and then you walk away, turn your back and walk away. But there is this air element here. So you have been thinking about this a lot. It's been in your thoughts a lot. You've been doing a lot of thinking and analysis and planning and, if this happens and if this happens and if this happens. Then you have the High Priestess, and she's in the reverse because this is talking about you not trusting yourself. This is you not being in your highest. This is you doubting. It's doubting who you are, your ability to listen to your own mind. It is also talking to you about not trusting your intuition and not listening to discernment, because we actually have in this card, which you won't be able to see, there is also that sort of Lady Liberty is here, because this card is a number 2. It's talking about balance, and it's out of balance because you're not listening to yourself. You're not believing that you are good enough, strong enough, capable enough, and this person has had an undue influence on you for a good period of time. The Serpent is knowledge and healing, and it is in the reverse because I feel like you've explored this mental aspect to such a degree that it's become a theory and not something that you're ready to enact or something ready to do, which I know is actually not right, but it's kind of like it's something you could prolong, because this feels like too much. The 8 of Cups feels like too much for you to actually leave this situation. But, you have a lot of really awesome cards too. You've got the Empress, the Strength card, the Queen of Cups, the High Priestess in the reverse. There is a lot of strength in this reading for you. Some of it is in the reverse because you doubt it. There is a lot of spiritual support for you, pile number 4. It's not the last card, but the next card for you is the Judgment card. And it is, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And these cards, for me, seem to be very apt. This is you realizing that your own judgment is valid and that you do not need to listen to somebody else who is pointing things out to you. You do not need to listen to this person anymore. Yes, what they're saying is valid, but so is what you're saying valid. Your opinion matters. Your judgment of this situation, how you feel, matters. It is time to allow your own knowledge and healing to be access to it, for it to come into the fore, to accept it, to bring it into the right way up, to bring in your own High Priestess, that you know what's going on, that you know how to heal yourself. These cards are really talking about self-healing, because when you see this situation in a different light, you'll actually be freed from it. And that feels really, really great. Now we want to bring in some advice for you, pile 4. Let's move some things. And we have Ruis Elder, I don't know how to say these names, and On Furs or Gorse. 2 Celtic Tree Oracle cards for you, which I am going to look up because these cards are new for me, but I wanted to use these today. But just looking at these cards, it feels like this first card, the 15 card, the Ruis Elder, is talking about this situation ripening and coming to fruition. It's kind of like, like when you've got grapes on a vine, they're either going to spoil or they need to get picked for them to be useful. And that's what it feels like. It feels like the advice here is that it's time to make this decision. It's the right time. It's the right time. And the gorse flower feels like it's talking about a new situation, but I am going to bring in what these are talking about. So the keywords here for this is renewal, transformation, release, regeneration, death, birth, and rebirth, cycles ending and beginning, ancestors, elders, sages, and transmutation. So it does feel like it's time for you to step out of this mentoring situation, this student-teacher situation, this younger person situation with somebody in your life who's very important, has played a big part. The situation is ripe for you to move on. Doesn't mean you leave them behind, but it is ripe for you to move on with that person. And then this one here is about fulfillment and abundance. Sweetness, hope, persistence links the inner and the outer worlds, gathering together what you need to ensure progress. And that makes a lot of sense. It is talking about that bright future. And this here is talking about your inner world, the things that you are planning, dreaming, and bringing them to the outer world, and knowing that you don't need someone judging you. Someone, who doesn't necessarily have your back. They do have your back in one way, but they're seeing it through their own lens. It's time to let their view of the world go and to bring in your own view, to bring in this sunnier, more abundant view of where you're going, pile 4. Thank you so much for watching today. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.